The sad truth is that musicals are the only public art form reviewed mostly by ignoramuses. Musicals continue to be the only art form, popular or otherwise, that is publicly criticized by illiterates. Finishing the Hat, Stephen Sondheim. About a week ago, a playwright who won the Governor General's Award, a prestigious honor here in Canada, posted on Facebook. For those of you who aren't familiar with Canadian accolades, the GG is among the highest an artist can receive here. This playwright suggested that young playwrights should focus on making characters sing because theaters are primarily interested in musicals nowadays. Whether this statement holds merit isn't my main concern, but rather the perception that musicals are somehow considered inferior to non-musical plays. This viewpoint isn't new. Many in the performance industry have drawn a distinction between what's seen as serious theater and musical theater. What surprises me is that this belief remains prevalent, especially coming from a playwright actively working in the field. In the US, we've seen several musicals win the Pulitzer Prize. This demonstrates that musical theater can go beyond flashy showmanship, though there's nothing wrong with that. I believe the issue lies not in how outsiders view musical theater, but in the internal discourse within the industry itself. The critical conversation around musicals often overlooks their depth and complexity, instead labeling them as mere entertainment rather than serious artistic endeavors that convey profound ideas through dramatic storytelling. Interestingly, those who create musicals can sometimes be the worst offenders in perpetuating this narrow perspective. The common view of musicals as light and purely entertaining overlooks their substantive content. This misconception is not only incorrect, but also ahistorical. Many musical theater works trace their roots back to the parody operettas of Gilbert and Sullivan. While Gilbert and Sullivan certainly laid groundwork for modern musicals, the concept itself is much older than those two gentlemen. As early as the 18th century, productions fitting the musical theater definition emerged. John Gay's The Beggar's Opera used ballads to enrich the dramatic narrative of his story set in 18th century England's underworld. Some productions labeled opera, such as Mozart's Singspiels, similarly employ music and dance to enhance dramatic expression. Despite some musicologists' claims that Singspiels are not the precursors to musical theater, these arguments often hinge on elitism or class distinctions. In fact, in German and Austrian opera companies, the term musical theater encompasses everything from Wagner to Meatloaf. Criticism often fixates on surface elements like choreography and catchy tunes, overlooking deeper narrative and thematic aspects. For example, why isn't Les Miserables considered alongside Der Freischütz? Les Mis is more sung through and deals with themes more traditionally aligned with opera than Die Fledermaus. Even groundbreaking works like Hamilton, which blends hip-hop with historical narrative to explore power and identity, are often evaluated solely for their innovative style rather than their thematic depth. Fans of the show sometimes focus more on the actors' performances than on the show's message, such as its use of multicultural casts to portray colonial roles. This raises questions about historical accuracy versus artistic interpretation that deserve deeper exploration beyond just admiring its righteous beats. When exploring musicals beyond their surface, we discover sophisticated works of art that use dramatic theory to convey complex ideas. In North America, dramatic theory isn't widely taught, partly because it's considered non-commercial. The entertainment industry behind musicals tends to prioritize commercial success over theoretical depth, mistakenly viewing art and commerce as opposing forces. However, dramatic theory is like blueprints for building a table. It's a practical guide that helps us understand the components of a performance. It illuminates how song, Dance and dialogue work together to develop characters and advance the plot, using symbolism sometimes and metaphor to express intricate emotions and societal commentary. For instance, take Les Mis. We've mentioned this before. Les Mis is an intricate adaptation of a sprawling novel. By analyzing the musical leitmotifs and character arcs, we gain deeper insights into the human experience portrayed on stage. Jean Valjean's motif of confusion, introduced in the prologue, finds resolution in the intermezzo during his rescue of Marius from the barricade. This reveals that his actions aren't driven by God, as he suspects, but by compassion for others, notably his adopted daughter. The priest's act of mercy at the beginning isn't solely for God's sake, but embodies a broader ethos of human compassion, reflecting an early Christian perspective, which is a divergent from Victor Hugo's original narrative and is added for the musical. Through this lens, characters in musicals can become more than performers. They become windows into profound reflections on humanity. Despite the potential for theater-goers to uncover deep insights within musicals, critical analysis often remains surface level, fixating more on spectacle than substance. Theater critics typically highlight technical elements like production quality and standout performances by actors. However, evaluating an actor's performance often boils down to a simple question for the audience: did I understand the actor's portrayal or not? Technical aspects of theater, such as design, can seem elusive to those not trained in the field. They're best appreciated by experienced designers. What's more accessible to the layperson, and indeed most theater critics who aren't theater creators, is the thematic depth and underlying messages of a production. Unfortunately, many critics overlook these aspects, merely reciting plot summaries and echoing the creator's intentions. Consider the example of The Lion King. Despite being based on a movie, this musical offers rich literary content. Pay attention to Julie Taymor's original design, which highlights the diverse cultures of Swahili speakers, Zulu, and Xhosa cultures, as distinct as the Scots and Sicilians are. You can delve deeper into Scar's character, the villain song, Be Prepared, often delivered with a pronounced British accent. This choice could suggest a theme of European influence on African civilization. Further, observe the choreography of the hyenas in this scene. They are reminiscent of Nazi stormtroopers goose-stepping. These details prompt reflection on themes of continental autonomy, destiny, and family responsibility within The Lion King. Beneath the impressive stagecraft lies a profound exploration of complex ideas, inviting audiences and critics alike to engage with deeper meanings embedded in the musical's narrative. I believe it's crucial for both critics and enthusiasts of musical theater to engage in meaningful dialogue that delves into the depth of themes and complexities of the craft. Often, I've observed a tendency among those immersed in musicals to focus solely on surface-level aspects like the entertainment value or the quirks of performers. This trend extends even to social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, where discussions about musicals often center around superficial enjoyment rather than deeper analysis. While it's wonderful to see passion and enthusiasm from theater kids on platforms like TikTok, this relentless focus on surface-level enjoyment inadvertently perpetuates the stereotype that musical theater is mere fluff. In an art form that continually strives for recognition and legitimacy, this does a disservice to its true depth and complexity. There's a need for a balance between fan enthusiasm and thoughtful criticism. Rather than simply fanning over performances or writing parody songs, enthusiasts should also engage in analyzing musicals through a literary and dramatic lens. By doing so, they can elevate the discourse and prompt meaningful discussions about the societal reflections and deeper meanings embedded within musical theater. Take, for example, the enduring popularity of Rent. Instead of solely celebrating the performances of its stars, such as Idina Menzel and Anthony Rapp, It would be refreshing to see fans explore the show's commentary on the complexities of social justice. Rent deliberately portrays social justice activism as flawed and somewhat absurd, highlighting the struggles and frustrations of those caught in a cycle of poverty and searching for the truth. In essence, by encouraging a shift towards more thoughtful analysis and discussion, we can foster a deeper appreciation for the profound narratives and societal reflections present in musical theater, moving beyond surface-level enjoyment towards a richer understanding of the art form as a whole. All right, before this video turns into a stereotypical rant about the younger generation, let me get to the crux of this video. Both critics and fans, especially since genuine critics of musicals are somewhat scarce in notable media, need to grasp the depth of artistic merit within musical theater and avoid prioritizing spectacle over substance. By reassessing our approach to musical theater, we can foster a discourse that values its complexity and depth. It's crucial that we change our perspective and recognize musicals as significant works of art, deserving of serious analysis and intellectual engagement. By doing so, we can hold creators and enthusiasts accountable for their contributions and challenge any dismissive attitudes towards the art form. In essence, by elevating the discourse surrounding musical theater, we can ensure that esteemed playwrights, even those with Canadian Governor-General awards, are less likely to undermine entire art forms without facing scrutiny. I have thoughts like these on a regular basis, and if you're interested in conversations about art, criticism, and musical theater-related topics, please don't hesitate to give me a like and a subscribe. This really helps the channel grow, and I hope to be able to give you more videos of this nature. Thank you.